Welcome back to the 2023 PDGA Amateur Disc Golf World Championships. I'm Paavo Stubstad of Central Coast Disc Golf, joined by Jake Peters, also from Central Coast Disc Golf.
Thank you very much, Mr. Stubstad. Good to be here again.
So here we are, round 3 out of 4 at this PDGA Major. It was originally supposed to be 5 rounds, but round 2 was completely canceled due to poor air quality all day, very hazardous conditions. And then round 3, which became round 2, started very late. We saw that at Northwood Black. They played the first 5 holes late at night and the remaining holes the next morning. So this is now round 3 of the event, the first round where we actually have a lead card. And we're back at Wildlife Prairie Disc Golf Course, the same course we saw for round 1. And we actually also have a 5-person card today. I think the PDGA shuffled things around and was just trying to make sure that everyone was able to get going on time and hopefully finish 4 rounds with all of the delays. Taking a look at our leaderboard here, we see Owen Hamilton shot a 5 down at Northwood Black, and we checked since recording commentary for the last round, and he was the only competitor who shot under par at Northwood Black. The second best score was 1 over. Absolutely incredible. Starting things off here on hole 1, it is a 765-foot par 4, pretty wide open after those first few trees that the drone just flew through. You can take a big hyzer around the right side, a flex around the left side, and then an upshot to this green where really the only thing you don't want to do is go deep.
All right, from Duxbury, Massachusetts, Owen Hamilton.
The man, the myth, the legend, Owen Hamilton from Duxbury, Massachusetts. I wish we had coverage of his 5 down round at Northwood Black. I would have loved to see that.
Yep. And we looked, and it was a 10:45 rated round.
That's correct. I think your guess at the time, Jake, was 10:47. Yep. So your guesses to round ratings are about as good as my guesses to hole averages.
From Chattanooga, Tennessee, Will Parris.
To be fair, I had seen it at some point and got it wrong.
Next up, Will Parris from Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Still a little bit hazy out there. Yeah, not a whole lot to say about these shots. They're just going to air it out.
From Worthington, Ohio, Carson Smith.
Carson Smith going with the hyzer line on the right as well. I feel like you can bite off more with a flex around the left, but if you've got a big enough arm, then a couple hyzers will do just fine.
Yeah.
From Mercer Island, Washington, Axel Olson.
I think everyone knows this guy at this point.
Yeah, he's the only player on this card who was on our round 1 and round 2 feature card.
Mm-hmm.
Excited to see more of him. He's a special talent for sure. I think he might throw farther on a hyzer than I can throw on a full flex.
Yeah, right.
From Wentzville, Missouri, Chuck Hoffman.
Chuck Hoffman.
And last but not least, Chuck Hoffman here. It's been a while since I've filmed a 5-person card. I'm sure it's been a while since these players have played on a 5-person card too. Those don't really seem to be a thing much more these days.
Yeah.
But as the players are throwing their second shots here, I'll talk about even more delays that we had. So as I talked about in round 2, it started at 7:20 p.m. They played 5 holes and finished the round at 6:20 a.m. the next morning. Then originally this third round was supposed to start, I think, around 4 p.m., but there were more thunder and lightning storms throughout the day. So it got delayed, and eventually, I believe, started at 5:20 p.m. But with a 5-person card, chances are pretty low that it would finish before dark. So we are most likely looking at another scenario where the players will be playing part of this round today and the next part of it super early the following morning.
Yeah, it all felt a little bit cursed, you know. Something was holding these players back, delays, and yeah, not great.
Yeah, it's got to be a tough thing for the players to deal with mentally, like playing the first round of a tournament and then going almost 2 full days before they get to play their second round, but they don't even get to be on a lead card because some players hadn't even finished their first round at that point from the B pool, and here we are finally third round, but 4 days into the event at 5:40 p.m. and we finally have a lead card, and players are probably underslept, and it's been weird for everyone.
Yep.
A little low there from Will.
About the only danger on this hole when he's in it.
Yeah, it is thick down there as we see Carson crawl into the abyss. Tough to punch out.
Mm-hmm.
Can he get it the next time? There we go. All right. Should be able to save a bogey, but that's an unfortunate way to start.
Yeah.
A little bit low for Owen there.
Yep.
Axel just outside the circle for birdie.
Very nice.
Solid putt. Great way to start.
Yep.
A little bit low for Chuck there. Yeah, decent bogey save there for Carson. It's unfortunate when you're in rough so thick that you can't even punch out. Yeah, par from Will.
And no surprise here, this hole played just around par on average. Slightly under.
Yeah, it makes sense. Not a whole lot of danger, but 765, it requires 2 pretty good distance shots, at least for Hams.
Yep. Get low.
Ooh, a little bit low left side, but he snuck it in there.
Hole 1, it tends to happen, I feel like.
Yeah, especially hole 1 at 5:20 p.m. after the players played the second half of their second round at 6:20 a.m. the same day.
Right. Yep.
Moving on to hole 2, another par 4, 630 feet, coming back parallel to hole 1 in the opposite direction. A few more trees to contend with on this one than hole 1. You kind of want to play down either the left side or the right side, as the middle is more guarded.
Gotta miss that tree. Yep.
Great shot.
Yeah.
He's down on the right-hand side. Should have an easy hyzer up shot from there. A little bit shorter for Owen, but this hole is a little shorter than hole 1, so you don't need to bite off as much. The birdie's still in play. Will trying to lay down the roller. Didn't quite turn it over enough.
He's going to finish left, but that's not bad.
That actually flipped over at the end. I thought I was just going to cut roll the whole time.
Just took it a while. Nice job.
Uh-oh.
Oof.
Oh, never mind. It looked like it was going to hit that tree. That's all right there.
Thank goodness for multiple cameras, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, a little bit low. Could have had a little more distance, but again, I think everybody still has a chance to birdie here.
Right.
Oh, no.
That is a giant tree.
Well, everybody does not have a chance to birdie anymore.
Yep.
Let's see what Owen can do. Yep. That right side, I feel, is the most open approach angle. Nice hyzer shot, and he's in the circle for birdie.
Great shot.
Chuck trying to do the same thing.
Set up nicely for a big hyzer.
Oh, that looked like it was going in.
About the same here for Carson.
Oh, more spiky angle for Carson.
Yeah, it was.
Probably using the height to try to control distance. He went a little bit long. That's maybe 35 or so, just outside the circle if I had to guess. Will having to go to a kneeling forehand because of the low ceiling of that tree. And
Left it a bit
low.
short.
Man, he's going to have a long look now to save his par. And finally, after Axel's mash of a drive, he's left with like 180 or something like that. Throws a putter up there. Hits the last tree, but he's still in the circle for a birdie. Here's Will trying to save his par.
Gave it a shot.
A little bit low. Carson a little bit high for the birdie there.
Still out.
Yeah, good par save.
Yep.
I'm always a little more annoyed at my comeback putt if I skipped off the top of the basket.
Yeah, right.
It's like if that was a basket with a number plate, that wouldn't happen.
Exactly, yeah.
Nice.
Yep. Good birdie.
2 down through 2 for Axel.
And this hole, like the first hole, played just under par. A little more, 0.35 under. A little low, but sneaks it in for birdie.
A nice birdie from Chuck there.
Yeah, his upshot was awesome.
Yeah, that's right. Almost got the eagle. And Will with the unfortunate bogey after struggling with that giant tree on the left. It's really the same tree that messed up his second and third shot.
Yeah.
Taking another look at Axel's form, which, as I've said in the past, I love to watch. That's probably a 500-plus foot drive right there. Makes it look pretty effortless, too. It's just so smooth.
Yeah.
Moving right along to hole 3, a 283-foot par 3. Pretty stock hyzer here. The only thing you don't want to do is fade out early into that thick rough on the left. Ideally, you want to finish just to the left of those trees there, but like I said in round 1, even if you hit them, you're still in the circle.
Yeah. I think that's going to be the play we see multiple times here. Just ties around the corner. Very nice. A little bit wider. Yep.
Still fine.
Mm-hmm.
Carson doing the same thing. Oh, that's a little short.
Yeah, clip something as well. Playing the skip, maybe.
That's a little bit short as well. I think we're going to have, 2 outside the circle putts and 3 inside the circle. A little bit left for Carson there.
And this will play just under par as well, which is kind of surprising to me.
I would think it would play like a half stroke under par.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. What? Dude, that putt was perfect.
Yeah.
I'm
did
sorry,
not
Will.
deserve that.
And Axel focusing up. Solid birdie.
Bam.
Some players, it gets in their head if they watch a spit out. They're a little
Right.
more tentative on their putt, but it seemed like he didn't let that affect him.
Yeah.
Strong mental game as always.
Well, and he kind of smashed the pole there. Kind of takes some of the risk out anyway.
Good birdie from Chuck as well.
Whew.
Oh, man. Basket tried to spit that one out too.
Yeah, something about these, man. I don't know.
A great drive there from Owen, tapping in the easy birdie. And a par from Will. He deserved the birdie there.
Yeah, he did.
That's really too bad. Yep.
Yeah, he's like, I don't understand.
I'd be frustrated too, man.
Yep.
And
Oh, here we go.
we got to just see how dirty this was. Not trying to rub it in or anything, but just to show that his putt wasn't off. He got
Gorgeous
robbed.
putt.
Look at that.
Unreal.
The chains in the front just turned it vertical and it went through and out the back. Hate to see it.
Look at everyone in the background like, oh, what? Yeah.
He can't believe it. We can't believe it either, folks. Nonetheless, we still have to move on to hole 4. This is a tough one. A 393-foot par 3. Highs are off the tee, but then you kind of want it to finish straight. So, I don't know, a forehand flex that finishes flat might be a better line, but it is tough to shape any kind of a shot to get into that green.
Right.
Yeah, Axel coming up just short of the ravine there. Very common result, I feel.
Yep. You really need to flip it to flat for a while and then have it fade back in. That looks really good.
Wow, I didn't
Yes,
realize
sir.
how close that was to acing. That's crazy. What a shot from Owen there.
That's how you play this hole right there.
Little train raz in the background. Didn't look like it got to him too much, although that is well short of the ravine.
Yeah.
Carson off to the right side. The rough is thick over there. We saw Nikolai having to deal with that in round 1.
Yeah, I think that's a common mistake on this hole. Get caught up on the right there. This is looking really good. Yep.
Yep.
Pretty well played.
I mean, that's the best you can do with a pure hyzer there. Like you really, like you said, Jake, you really need to flip it up to flat and then have it finish at the very end to get all the way to the green.
Right. Oh, nice kick.
Good tree, good tree.
Good tree.
Axel with a long look for birdie here across the ravine.
Oh, not quite.
A little low.
Yep.
Good try, Will. Those little forehand chip shots trying to run it, they're tough to get the power right.
Nice
Wow.
birdie.
I got to imagine that hole was birdied a lot less than most of the holes on this course.
Yeah, that one played over par just a little bit, but let's see how many birdies we got on that one. 13 birdies on that hole.
Yeah, I mean, we got a huge field here with A pool and B pool, although the B pool was playing a different course this day, so I take that back. But still, it's a big field, so
Right.
that's low percentage birdie on
Right.
this, which makes sense to me. Will getting the par there. And Chuck with the bogey, unfortunately. And Carson with the par. We'll be right back. Although, before we're right back, we got to take one more look at the form of Owen's beautiful drive here that got him in the circle for a birdie and almost aced while he was at it. Great shot, Owen.
Make sure it gets around the corner.
So the no way. Are you talking about superhero stuff? There's a flying Kev man.
The Vulture made it into my bag about 2 years ago, and I really enjoy having a big stack of the stock plastic. I can grab 10 of them, they all fly the same for me. I can trust it at a high speed, and it still has that nice finish at the end.
And we're back. Hole 5, still a par 4, but only 456 feet today. This one, if you guys saw round 1, the players teed off from the 744-foot long tee across the water. But due to the late start today, the PDGA was trying to make sure everyone had a chance to finish the round and finish the event. So they shortened 2 holes. This one and hole 16 will now be played from the short tees.
We saw Nikolai shoot from here on the other round. Yep.
That's right. This played as the drop zone if you went in the water from the long tee during round 1. So it's just kind of a basic hyzer around the corner and then a forehand hyzer from there, backhand turnover up to the green.
Wonder how much time this actually saved doing this.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot, but maybe a little bit.
The only way I can see it saving some time is, when players go in the water, but it's near the edge, then they often want to take some time to try to retrieve it, and that could have created some backups. But, for players who definitely lost their disc in the water or made it way over the water, I don't think the long tee would play much slower than the short tee. So I would guess it was related to trying to mitigate the extra time for disc retrieval from the edge of the water.
True. And they're all going with routine hyzers, just getting out there.
And here we go. Like I said, forehand hyzer on the second shot up to that little elevated green tucked in the trees there. I really like the green on this hole. A little bit wide for Chuck. It was close.
This is the Bison Hump, right?
That's right, the Bison Hump.
Yeah,
I haven't been mentioning any nicknames today, but if you guys missed round 1, every hole, that was a great shot there. Every hole at this course has a nickname. If you're curious about that, I guess go back and watch the round 1 coverage. I'm not going to torture you all with saying the nicknames again. Maybe we'll mention the notable ones. But all the nicknames are animal related due to the wildlife sanctuary across the street from this park.
As long as you mention the next one, I'll be happy.
Good. For those who didn't see round 1, the next one was Jake's favorite nickname. Yep. Bunch of routine forehand chip shots up there. That was a good reaction, honestly. It could have hit that tree and rolled back down the hill. He's kind of lucky to have stayed up there. Chuck with kind of a tricky putt off the fairway here. Yep, a little bit high. Sits down.
He'll take his par.
Yeah.
Got it.
Got that par, and everybody else is pretty much parked for a birdie.
I think so.
This is a pretty soft par 4 at only 456 feet, but the way the fairway is shaped, I do think it's a true par 4. It would take some crazy, flex forehand to maybe get up there for an eagle. And with the uphill at the end, it probably plays more like 480 or something, so.
Right.
Just a soft par 4. Lots of birdies.
Made short work of that hole, huh?
Almost got the star frame. It's interesting watching Carson's form. He's very smooth when he throws, but with his reach back and his setup, it almost looks like he's throwing a roller with every shot. But whether he's throwing a hyzer, or throwing flat, or throwing an ante, they all come out how he wants, though. Moving on to hole 6, a extremely downhill 259-foot par 3. It's 259 feet, but it probably plays like 100 feet in terms of the power you need to put on it because of the extreme steepness of this hill. And as Jake said, he wanted me to mention the nickname on this one. It's called Otter Slide.
Ooh, so good.
Will just chipping a little forehand down there. There is an OB river or creek behind the green here that we did see someone roll down into in round 1, so that is some danger to consider.
Yeah, there's like a net down there that I guess is supposed to stop this, and it's just destroyed.
No, actually, I saw a note on the tee sign, which you wouldn't have seen as catch cam going straight down to the green, but actually you can see it right there. It says that the net was removed for tournament play. The net is up normally to save people from, losing discs in the creek, but for the tournament, they wanted the added challenge of the out of bounds.
Okay, so like part of it was still down there. I saw something. How else would I know that it was down there?
Maybe they rolled it up or something. I didn't see what
Yeah.
you're talking about, so I can't comment on that. But I would imagine normally you'd have to throw a really bad shot that goes over the net to find the OB creek, but during the tournament they wanted to add some challenge, and so they took it down behind the basket.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you can see the sign right there.
Okay.
And as we were talking about that, actually, I noticed Axel going with the thumber off the tee, which I like. I like that play. It really controls the distance more than any other option. Just a little, almost Brian Schweberger style thumber down the hill. All right, Carson laying up.
Oh, so close.
Little high left side. Could have stuck. Didn't stick. And here's Will for birdie.
Deep breath.
A little bit low.
Oh, man.
You got to think he's trying to take a little spin off of his putt, you know, after that dirty spit out he had a few holes ago. That's generally what that does to players mentally.
Wow. The timing on that. Holy cow.
Oh, man. Poor Owen. That was right off the pole, man. There was nothing wrong with that putt. These baskets are not kind.
Yeah, I don't understand that. These poor guys.
Chuck getting the par. Will with the par as well. I think we're going to see a par frame here, if I'm not mistaken.
A lot of pars on this hole. Played .19 over par. So
Yeah, tough to birdie. It's just it's a little bit fluky, if I'm being honest. That doesn't mean I don't like it. It's pretty unique, and I always love any hole that's unique. Here we'll take another look at the dirty spit out that Owen got here. Look at that, right off the pole. That basket with more chains would have definitely caught that one. I mean, it was coming high to low, dead center. He didn't deserve that, and that would have been the only birdie on the card if that putt stuck. No one else made their birdie putts.
crazy.
Moving on to hole 7, 457-foot par 4. Another extremely unique hole. Steep uphill tee shot, Anheuser backhand or Heiser forehand, and then probably a Heiser backhand for the second shot if everything goes according to plan. Lots of significant elevation change on this course, which honestly I love. I don't think we see enough of that on tour.
Yeah, right.
It rolled a bit right, but I think
Got a little glimpse of it rolling down the hill. Hopefully it's not too far.
Ideal shot from Axel right there. That's where you want to land. This hole's really just a couple of placement shots.
Turn something over a bit. Just get it up there.
Yep, that's great too.
Look. Go down the hill.
Yeah, that's too far left. That's going to be a rough up shot from there. But it is a short par 4, so he might still be able to manufacture a birdie somehow. Oh, that is a grip block and a half there, folks. That's too bad. Down the hill to the right side.
He couldn't let go of it.
He knew it.
Yep.
Yeah, real tricky lie there for Owen. He's going to be left side of the fairway now. And here's Chuck way down the hill on the right.
Yeah, this man is in the forest.
He got back up to close to the fairway. He should be able to do something from there.
Opting for a flick here.
Yeah, interesting choice.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he was just a little pinched off by that tree in front of him that he couldn't make a backhand work. So that's really good. Really good given that lie.
Axel in a great spot.
Oh, no. Oh, uh-oh. Sit. Wow, that's too bad. His drive was really in the ideal spot.
Yep.
He just needed to miss that tree just on the right on his upshot, and I think he would have been in the circle for a birdie.
Let's go, Carson. Get it up there. I need to stop talking.
Ooh, a little bit wide there for Chuck, but he got through the branches. Oh, and it's rolling.
It's kind of how it plays, you know. You throw the hyzer up there, it catches an edge, and it's gone.
Yep. Man, the players are struggling quite a bit on this one today. I don't think we saw this many struggles on this hole in round 1, despite that just being a feature card and this being an actual lead card.
Right.
Yep. Looked like he was just laying up there. That's a risky putt to run given the sloped green here. I guess it's not sloped right at the basket, but the slope starts pretty close behind it.
Well, and he was watching other players roll down the hill. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nope. No problem. No, sit down.
Oh, jeez.
Gosh. A little bit low there and another unfortunate roll away. Come on, Will. Forget about those spit outs and put it in.
Boom.
There you go, buddy. Good putt. Good putt. Way to focus up. Good par save.
Careful.
Good par save from Axel as well. Sure he wanted the birdie after that perfect drive, but can't get them all. Owen saving the bogey. That is the first bogey of the round for him. And Chuck with the bogey as well.
And this hole played over par. Not too surprising, but not a whole lot. 0.09 over par.
Makes sense to me. It's a short par 4, but it's extremely technical, and as we saw, there's a lot of rollaway potential, so that adds strokes for sure.
Look at that focus.
He's got that perfect form, forehand and backhand, well-balanced player. And moving on to hole 8, 500-foot par 4. One of the few holes out here that's pretty much flat with no elevation change. I guess holes 1 and 2 are pretty flat as well, but once you get in the woods, it feels like every hole has some elevation change, and this is one of the few that really doesn't, except for the green, I guess, being very slightly elevated higher than the fairway. You just want to get one straight as far as you can, and then hyzer on the second shot.
As we've seen, this hole has got some teeth.
It does. Yeah, our round 1 feature card struggled quite a bit on this one. Oh, too high there from Axel. At least it dropped straight down and didn't kick off to the side, because either side of the fairway here is tough to deal with.
It almost looks like a broken branch that he got caught up on.
Yeah, well, I mean, there was a huge storm on what was supposed to be the third day that ended up being the second day that did some damage. And I know there were cleanup crews out on all the courses that were being played at this event, doing the best they could to clean up fallen limbs and trees in the fairways, and that could be some storm damage up there that they were obviously not able to take care of due to how high up it is and how pressed for time everyone was trying to get the courses playable again in time for the players to even salvage 4 out of the 5 originally planned rounds for this event.
Yep, shout out to the cleanup crew for keeping this thing alive. Oof, close.
Oh, that's that left side that we saw players struggle with in round 1. It is tough to make anything work from in there. Looks like we're going to see a forehand roller here from Will. Turned over way too quickly. It might have hit a twig or something when it hit the ground. That was kind of weird. Axel with the patent pending here. Beautiful. Oh, gets under that fallen tree there. I didn't realize that happened.
Bump it.
So here we see Chuck kneeling and throwing a thumber. He had a low ceiling branch. Wow, look at that. A low ceiling branch right in front of him, but then the only gap he had was up high, 100 feet in front of him. And I actually told him, after that shot that it might be the first time in my life I've seen someone throw a kneeling thumber. Usually if you're kneeling, it's because you want to keep a shot low, but he kneeled and then threw a high shot with an overhand. Very creative, and he made it work.
Yep. Good shot, Chuck.
Yeah, Will kept that roller a little bit too straight there, unfortunately. He'll still have a long look to save the par, I believe.
Just Owen trying to shoot the gap.
Oh yeah, very nice.
Money.
And Will to try to save the par.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow, man.
Frustrating.
The first spit out happened. You could tell it was kind of in his head for his next few putts. They were a little too low. He didn't commit on them with his normal amount of spin. Wow, great putt there from Carson. Great birdie. But yeah, then it seemed like Will finally overcame the mental struggles after the first spit out and was like, okay, I'll put it in the past, focus up, go back to my normal putt. And he gets another spit out, man. I don't know. I feel like, you know, all baskets you get spit out sometimes, but based on what I saw during rounds 1 and 3 here at Wildlife, if you're going to have high-level tournaments like majors, it kind of feels like the baskets at this course might need an update.
I agree with Paavo.
Good birdie from Chuck there. And birdie from Owen as well. And while we were talking about that other stuff, we also saw Axel birdie. Carson with the big birdie putt. And, yep, Will with the unfortunate bogey. And yet another unfortunate spit out. Poor guy, man. I was feeling for him.
Yeah, what do I got to do at this point, right?
But we won't make you watch another dirty spit out in slow-mo due to the fact that Carson hit this fantastic hyzer putt. He was kind of had an awkward stance there. You see how close he had to get to that tree, and he had to hyzer it to get back to the basket. That was really well played. Tricky putt. Perfectly executed. Next up, hole 9, a 496-foot par 4. The ideal tee shot is maybe a big crush of a forehand or a flip-up backhand that gets you right around here at the base of the hill, leaving you with a very steep uphill second shot with not a lot of distance. Yet another green where if you hit basket or any trees along the way up that hill, there's a good chance you're rolling all the way back down to the bottom.
Yep.
Oh. Man, a few feet lower, I think that was it. If I'm not mistaken, we saw Axel throw a pretty ideal tee shot on this hole in round 1.
That's right.
Ooh, early release there from Carson. That wasn't
it's
great.
gonna be tough from there.
He got through a lot of the stuff, actually.
Yeah.
Maybe farther than he deserved, but yeah, he's still in the rough there on the left. Now, there's a great line from Owen. That's what you want to do. Oh, well, maybe a tiny bit low after watching Axel hit the low ceiling. Split the difference between Axel's drive and Owen's drive, and then you have a perfect drive.
Right.
Yeah, it's almost like everyone's afraid of that low ceiling after they saw Axel hit it. Everyone else is going too low.
Yep. Just get it in the clearing.
Yeah, he's out in the open.
Yep.
Still be pretty tough to try to save par from there, though. Yeah, he's not happy. He was trying to get to the base of the hill from there. He did clip a few leaves and branches along the way. Ooh.
Axel, pretty straight, huh? Oh no.
He is off to the left side of the slope there with lots of trees to deal with. Yeah, he just kind of got that a little too straight.
Yeah.
He wanted more hyzer. And here's what Carson's left with. Honestly, not bad after his early release of a drive. I mean, he can't really birdie from there, but easy chip shot to the base of the hill, and he should be able to par.
That was a great shot through that window there.
Yep.
There's Chuck.
A little too spiky. Down at the base of the hill on the right side. He'll have a lot of trees to contend with. Whew.
Sneaky.
I thought I was going to hit that. Oh, wow.
There you
Great
go.
shot. Great shot there.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. It's like he heard me in the future. Oh no.
Skip up. Yeah.
And here's what Axel's left with. He does have a window there.
Yep.
Little Annie forehand putter up the hill.
Wow. Right through it. He's got a look, but I don't know if that tree's in his way fully. Guess we'll see. Yep. Carson with the beautiful up.
Ah, there it is. Good work, Jake.
Thank you.
I guess I didn't mention it in this round. Jake was catch cam for this entire event, and I was T cam, so we do have some inside knowledge. Oh, dude, what a run.
Basket.
Almost put it in like 50-footer up the hill. And here is Axel trying to save the par.
The tree was not an issue.
Nope.
Good scramble.
Yeah, Will saves the par as well. Not bad.
Yep. Once again, a lot of pars in this hole. Played just over par, 0.17.
Yeah, certainly a lot of pars on our card. That was another par frame.
Yep.
Oh, good. I'm glad our slow-mo camera operator, Keenan Dalton, got a good angle of this. I couldn't get over there in time. Now we get to see what trees Axel was dealing with. Yeah, it looks like he really had to hyzer it around that one. You were right. The trees were in play, but
A little bit.
perfect putt from Axel. Great par save. And that is going to wrap up our front nine here. We see Owen Hamilton sitting at 4 down for the round. Will Parris struggling with those spit outs, sitting at 1 over. Not really his fault. Carson Smith 1 down. Axel with a solid front nine at 5 under. And Chuck Hoffman at 1 down. And like I said, that's going to wrap up the front nine. I'm excited to see what these players can do on the back. Come back and join us.
See you soon.